Hi, and welcome to Deepwell Archival Services. In today's brief 5-minute video, we're going to discuss an on-site, off-site storage implementation. And we're going to do that in the context of a couple things. The driving requirements behind on-site, off-site storage in the medical imaging space are obviously the HIPAA security rule, which requires disaster recovery and business continuance contingencies for all healthcare information containing protected health information for the patient. So it's heavily regulated, but most imaging organizations want to be good corporate citizens. They want to have good technology practices to ensure that they can recover data and continue business and offer services during interruptions, whatever those interruptions might be. So we're going to talk about the classical on-site, off-site implementation in the context of a vendor-neutral archive technology. So we look at the typical imaging environment. Where you've got the imaging organization with the different modalities acquiring study data on the PACS, and you've got a primary storage paradigm here. You've got, of course, the replication requirements for business continuance in the security rule, and of course you've got the very difficult task of maintaining these 7 to 25-year retention cycles. So it's just a very complex and difficult storage paradigm to manage and maintain. Now, with the different cloud-based technologies today, and especially with the cost-effective nature of these cloud services, the one-time fees for the life of the study data, there are just we think better, cleaner, more functional technologies available. And one, of course, being a cloud-based vendor-neutral archive. So a cloud-based VNA has to have an on-site, off-site type of an architecture. It just simply does, or you can't provide the BC and the DR contingencies, and you really can't provide a deep archive service, without some level of separation between the deep archive and the on-site piece. But the on-site piece, let's talk about that first. You typically, in an on-site, off-site VNA implementation, you've got an on-site server. Okay, this has to be DICOM aware, in our opinion. At Deepwell, we believe that in order to provide business continuance and data availability, this has to be a DICOM 3.0 conformant application. Now, we happen to run Active Archive software application in our on-site server, but we're not going to try to freeze other vendors out of the conversation by saying that's a necessity. But DICOM 3.0, that's a must-have. So a couple other things that the on-site piece has to do. This on-site server has to integrate with the PACS. If it doesn't, you're really kind of wasting your money if you've got a solution that's not tightly integrated with the on-site server, the PACS, and the primary storage. We use DICOM storage commitment to provide that level of integration. So as soon as we get confirmation that data has been successfully sent to multiple remote storage centers, we allow the PACS to start freeing up space on this very expensive, highly available on-site storage. The primary storage, as we call it. So let's take a little closer look at what's going on with the on-site piece. Again, we have an Active Archive software application, so as diagnostic study data comes in from the PACS, again, we're immediately writing that data out in real time to multiple storage centers out here. So you've got a minimum of 4 copies in Deepwell's case in remote storage centers to provide for just about any data loss contingency. So as we get those confirmations that of successful archive, again, we're going to communicate with the PACS through DICOM storage commitments and go ahead and allow you to start freeing up space on the primary. So it's a very cost-effective, tightly integrated solution. But any on-site server in a cloud-based VNA has to be integrated through the PACS in some form or fashion. And it also has to manage, the writing and copying of data to and from these remote archive storage centers. Let's talk about that piece for a minute on the remote storage centers. You have to do a couple things, in our opinion. And again, our goal at Deepwell is not to freeze other vendors out of the conversation, quite the opposite. But you do have to do a couple things. You have to provide automated data migration. If you don't, you can't really promise that you're going to maintain diagnostic study data for the long term and have that data be retrievable. Automated data migrations is a must. We happen to provide single-tenant media storage, which we think is very important, but again, we don't think that's an absolute must for the remote storage centers. You have to provide secure, long-term archive storage for that diagnostic study data, and we believe to do that you have to have a documented data migration strategy that shows that you are capable of moving data from older generations of storage technologies to newer generations. So. Bottom line, a cloud-based VNA can deliver business continuance, disaster recovery, deep archive, and most of all, peace of mind. Hope you enjoyed the presentation today, and we thank you for your interest in Deepwell, and we'll see you on the next presentation.